Hello, Facebook friends and family. This is Athena Starseed, and I am broadcasting live at the Mystic Journey. And I have one of my new decks, and I wanted to shuffle it up here. I wanted to pull a card and do a little reading for today. This deck is called Work Your Light Oracle Deck, and it's by Rebecca Campbell. Work Your Light Oracle Deck, Rebecca Campbell. And I have my little goddess Athena here, and a beautiful candle. All right, that's great. So, all right, so the card that I picked today is Birthing the New Age, and I'll show it to you. It's really beautiful. Can you see that? Birthing the New Age. Birthing the New Age. And I have a little ash here on my forehead this morning because I was doing my sadhana and I found some sacred holy ash from when I lived in the temple with Tapas Yogi Nandi, and Baba Nataraj would bring holy ash and give it to us. So I put some ash on my forehead this morning, and it helped me with my Kundalini practice and my chanting, and now I'm doing my mystical energy work at Mystic Journey. And it just is kind of like a little bit of a reminder that we are wholly, whole, and complete. And when we realize that we are the sacred enactments of God incarnate, that we are connected to every living thing, right? And we will also return to ash. At some point, we will go back to the Mother Earth, and we will reinfuse and recycle all of our particles. Our soul will go back to the stars, and our body will go back to the earth. As above, so below, as we spread our energy out through the cosmos. So the card I picked, Birthing a New Age. And we are in a new decade. We're in 2020, right? 2020 is about clear sight. And we're gonna birth a new age of ourselves, a new age of ourself. And this is about really recontextualizing who we are, why we came to the planet, what is our true purpose, how do we continue to reinvent ourselves? And this is the time where it's not about waiting anymore. It's like, what time is it now? What time is it now? What time is it now? There you are. It's now time. There you are. The light from the heavens is shining down right on you. And you're becoming illuminated to give your gifts to this planet. And here's the message for this card is you don't have to know all the steps. You can't possibly know all the steps. You might not know the next 300 feet. But if you just take 3 steps forward, the rest will be revealed. You see what I'm saying? You have to be able to walk into your destiny and let the information emerge. And as you submerge into the emergence, you will find out what the next 3 feet are of what you're supposed to do. So intend not to know, just to move forward. Just to move forward. For example, this year I have committed to my soul's light to do more live readings, okay? My commitment is to do more live readings on FaceTime Live, and to do readings also too on group chats, to do Zoom readings, so that I can start a weekly group where people can come and they can get soul consciousness mystery school advice and be working with people's souls energetically and tarotically. All right, so those are my commitments. How do I do that? We're going to figure it out. We're going to figure out how to put together the lecture series. You might not know all the pieces to the puzzle. However, when we move into our soul's alignment, the emergence will happen, the people, the places, the things, the resources will start becoming magnetic and attracting themselves to you. For example, this is perfect for birthing a new age, right? Because we all have access to social media. Like right now I'm on Facebook Live. This is a perfect opportunity for me to submerge myself into new technology. Now, I have been making Facebook Live events probably for the last 2-3 years. However, I've never turned them into a YouTube clip. And I just figured out how to do that. So this is kind of like my practice run to find out that I'm going to do the reading, and then go ahead and before I post it, I'm going to upload it to YouTube. So now I have 2 ways to communicate with the universal beings that are the same, different, many other me's, right? So instead of just having the Facebook, I'll have both a Facebook and a YouTube. So my YouTube channel is growing, and I can share my light and my message and my medium, and also to the Facebook Live, I can connect with my soul family and my friends personally and share my advice. So my main purpose for this incarnation is to send out high vibrational messages to the light workers and the star seeds, and to encourage them to continue to move towards the center, to elevate their resonance, to upload new frequencies so that they can get on purpose. Because when the golden age is here, I believe that every single soul on this planet has a purpose that is a solution to something that's happening on the planet. It's some soul being's dream job. Somebody's going to clean the oceans. Somebody's going to take care of the animals. Somebody's going to help the children. Somebody's going to work with couples so that we can get in divine partnership. Somebody's going to be able to take on the divine masculine energy and put these men in workshops, in groups. Because right now with this new age, a lot of the men are lost. They're just lost. They don't know. They're having an identity crisis. You see what I'm saying? Because women are rising up and they don't know what to do with the divine feminine. You see what I'm saying? I mean, we came out of this kind of Stepford Wives industry where we're just pumping out women to marry men, to raise children. And now the women, you know, there's a lot of single mothers like myself, or there are women that I'm reading for that are married that actually want to be able to actualize their soul purpose and be a mother. And to have a man be able to hold space and support a powerful female, to have her be in her dynamic beauty and her power. And a lot of times that's a struggle for men. They're lost. They don't know what to do. How can you be around a powerful, strong, dynamic female? A beautiful female and yet a powerful female. And so sometimes women have to put their beauty in the back burner and act like a male, and then they're competing in a masculine way, which does not work. And other times they're too feminine and they're dressing so provocatively that in the business world, men can't pay attention and they can't take them seriously. And then they're getting into situations where, you know, their beauty is an obstacle to what they're saying. So what do we do? What do we do? I don't even know. I'm just opening up the discussion to actually start really thinking about being able to redefine women's roles in the world, in the new age, in the consciousness. And so I have my gorgeous, wonderful healer, counselor, evolutionary astrologer friend, Letty Stiles. We're going to be doing several shows talking about this, where female empowerment is on the forefront of changing the planet, and how to be able to not be subjugated by your own beauty, so that your beauty is not dangerous. Do you see what I'm saying? It's not threatening to the male, but the male can appreciate the beauty of a flower and not try to dominate it, not try to downplay it, not try to subjugate it, right? And as I go through my own lessons in this life, mastering my own beauty and not putting my beauty down or not exploiting my beauty and trying to use my beauty to get ahead, but to use my innovation, my intelligence, my dynamism, it's not even a word, but my chutzpah, see what I'm saying? My charisma, to use that, to offer that, to bring forward new light, new technology, new energy, new inner chi, so that when I'm giving my gifts, it's not only effective, but completely applicable to my audience, the people that are listening to these messages. How can they take the energy that I'm sending and use it in their everyday life? Whether it be just a meme, maybe 1 or 2 lines that I say, or maybe it's just an step that they take during the day, or it's something like a homework assignment, whether they're watching a film, or they're writing down their dream goals, or whether they're writing an apology letter to somebody, or whether they're actualizing the ho'oponopono to clear old past wounds so they're not looping in these repetitive relationships. Because we are birthing a new age, we're birthing our new self. We're rebirthing ourselves, we're remothering ourselves. Remothering. And that means we take the wounded aspects of ourselves and we nurture ourselves. We have to go in and say to the little separated parts, I love you. Please forgive me. Thank you. I'm sorry. Right? This new age is not about banishment and punishment. In my world, I'm dreaming a place without prisons, without hospitals. There's a planet full of retreat centers where people get rehabilitated through tuning in to their own heart song and really connecting with who they are, why they came here, and how they can be a greater service to the world, right? If somebody's performing an aberrated action, it's because they've got a wound that they haven't unlocked. So sometimes they need to be rehabilitated. You see what I'm saying? For example, even the thing that I went through last week, where I had to deal with the out of balance patriarchal masculine energy that was subjugating the divine feminine and abusing their power and manipulating to get the divine feminine's attention. See what I'm saying? And when they don't get it, then they force themselves to get it. And that's not the way to go about it. But here's the thing. If there's a wound in the male psyche where he got rejected by the mother, or he had too much responsibility because the father left home early, what they'll do is they'll try to grab the power, or they will reject the responsibility and the accountability because they go into their wounded, abandoned teenager. Or mom says, take out the trash. Or mom says, pick up your clothes off the floor. Or mom says, you have to go to bed at 10. And so then the male, when the female has structure, accountability, or rules set up, will passive aggressively try to dominate her by complaining or being disruptive to the energy field. All I can say is that they don't want to conform to authority, even if the structure helps the ship run smoothly. Do you see what I'm saying? If you have 8 to 10 people operating out of one bathroom, there does need to be structure and accountability. What is the format? Well, we'd have to figure it out. Okay, maybe it's 10 minutes per person. You could decide anything you want. But as an example, there would need to be structure so that everybody flows smoothly and you have more flow. Once you have structure, you can have more flow. To just have complete flow and no structure, that's when you get chaos, that's when you get suffering, and that's when you get arguing and misunderstood and then hurt feelings and everything goes out of balance. So there is a purpose for the divine masculine and feminine to get along in this birthing of the new age. Roles have to be defined. Appropriation. Leadership has to flow back and forth. It's not just one person leads and the other person supports. That's not going to be a successful relationship, not in a marriage, not in a partnership, not on a team. Each person, kind of like a flock of birds. One at a time, somebody will move to the front and they'll all know that the other person can take a break and come to the back. And then another one will move to the front and then somebody else will come back. And once you establish that you have a crop full of leaders, then each person can decide what is their strength and what is their weaknesses and when will they lead and when will they follow. And to be a really good leader, you have to be a really good follower. To be an extraordinary teacher, you must be an extraordinary student. And I have found, based on my experience, that some of the people that are so arrogant and only want to play the starring role as teachers, they're not very good students. They have issues with following direction, they show up late, they're passive aggressive, they're bored in class, they don't pay attention. You know, they're distracting the class, they're talking during the other person teaching, and then when it's their turn, they want 100% of all the attention to focus right on them. See what I'm saying? It's like Arrested Development at like 9 or 10, like little boys who want to pull the girl's hair because he's not getting his way. And so we can't really punish that, we can't really make fun of that, the only thing we can do to that is address it, set up new protocols, and ask the person to come into cognitive awareness so that they can notice what the behavior is, go back into the childhood wound and see other options. What are other protocols when this comes up and they want to be passive aggressive or they want to sabotage? What are other choices to give people options? Because some people don't have options. They're completely in reaction because they're in arrested development. And I'm noticing with a lot of these new spiritual leaders, in the last 2 or 3 years, people that have not been teaching their whole life, they over-dominate to compensate because they're insecure about their teaching, right? Now for me, I have been teaching since 1989, from aerobics to personal training to running, fitness clubs in Holiday Health Spa and Bally's and Racquetball World and all these other clubs, and then the boot camp. So being a teacher my whole life, it's easy for me to sit in other people's classrooms and listen. It's actually refreshing to not have to be like teaching, because you're like, oh, I'd love somebody to teach me. Like, I would always love to call in higher teachers, because leaders actually love to be led. Beings that have never taught and are just brand new teaching, they have to dominate the field to only want to teach and not give anybody any room to actually express their opinion. So we have to go gently with these new teachers and let them know how even professional athletes go back to the basics. We go back to the basics. You see what I'm saying? If you're a professional athlete, you still have to do your warm-ups. You still have to do your crunches and your push-ups. You still have to do your core exercises. No matter how advanced you think you are as an athlete, there are still basic warm-ups that we do to warm the body up before we do some advanced lifting technique or advanced asana or advanced qigong exercise to lubricate the body. For example, let's say you would just do a neck roll. That could be a beginning move in an aerobics class, a qigong class, a yoga class. That's very basic, right? And so somebody who is immature in an exercise setting might want to be like, I just want to stand on my head to prove to everybody that I can stand on my head, right? And as a seasoned teacher, you'd be like, before you do that, let's warm our neck up. Let's strengthen our muscles. Let's go into some gradual asana poses and then get into an inversion, and then slowly go from a lower shoulder stand to next to a headstand. You know what I'm saying? It would be a gradual progression. That is with teaching, that is with leading, that is with coaching, that there are little ways to slowly improve who you are and what you're doing. So as we go back to this card, what is the main overall message? The main message is to be able to find out what's your new age. What's this year going to be for you, with you, to you, so that you can shine your brightest light. So the first thing is to, yes, jump in and challenge yourself. Even if you don't know what to do, jump in and try to figure it out. At the same time, with humility, go to Google, look things up, call a friend, ask for advice, find a mentor, find a coach, find somebody to help you so that you can take risks like the fool, like just jumping in and just figuring it out and making the mistakes and being okay with making mistakes. At the same time, do it with humility. Do it and be coachable. How many leaders are humble enough to actually take notes? Like if somebody gives you a note, like in acting, when you do a scene, then the director gives you notes. Try it this way, try it this way. Maybe walk from left to right instead of right to left. Maybe sit down and say the whole thing. Maybe stand up and say the whole thing. Say the whole thing quiet. No, try the whole thing laughing. You see what I'm saying? And if you're fluid when you're looking at your life path and you're open to feedback and advice, you're okay with people helping you along the way, especially if you're really new at something. So there's twofold here. Try something new, take the risk and jump in. And at the same time, ask for feedback, see if you can get some advice, and remain humble and open so that you can gain the most amount of wisdom through the process of your own rebirthing. All right? So this is Athena Starseed. I love you guys so much. I'm at the Mystic Journey today. I'm doing intuitive readings. I will be here until 9 p.m. So if anybody wants to come in the Mystic Journey, I am here on support for the transmutation of all blocks into light and love and acceleration of blessings and blissings. And if there's any questions that you guys have, you can just type them into me. I'm going to be tootling in and out all week by starting to do more readings so that I can actually read people live on Facebook. So what else can I say? I just love you. I love you. I love my life. I am so grateful for my daughter. If somebody's writing me a question right now, I don't know. Let me see if I can read this. Gabby, hi. Wow, look at that. Gabby, okay. Gabby is from boot camp from, my gosh, I don't know, like 10 years ago. I haven't seen you in such a long time. Yay! Wonderful things are happening, Gabby. So, blessings and love. I'm blessing your family and your children and mine too. I'm hoping that you are birthing your new self in the new golden age of enlightenment. I love you guys, and I will talk to you soon. And I'm going to see if I can figure out right now how to upload this clip onto YouTube before I post it. All right. Thanks a lot. Have a super day. If you'd like an intuitive reading, you can go to Ask Athena Intuitive Readings. Love, love, love to you. Oops, what do you say before I leave? I love you so much. I love you too. And stay tuned.